번쩍 지켜들고 있는 삼성 화이트. 그리고 코치 김정균 코치가 정말
뭐 그런 말이 있어요. 뭐 화무 11홍이란 말이 있어요. 어차피 결국 꽃은 지고 뭐 권력은 오래가지 않고 뭐 여러 가지 말들이 많은데
SK Telecom has had a bit of trouble.
The formerly best team in Korea. They've got some work to do.
CJ 낮은 그런 거였는데 요새는 다시 또 넘어와 삼성이랑 SK.
지금 저희가 썸머 하는 도중인데 지금 보면은 저희 조에 삼성 화이트하고 삼성 블루가 있는데 그 두 팀이 제일 걸림돌이 될 것 같아요. 왜냐면 저희가
It's very difficult in any sport to maintain that position of such extreme dominance because basically every time you play a team, you're giving them a ridiculous amount of information for them to learn from, and you're learning virtually nothing at all. It's much easier to catch up than it is to stay on top.
이 2013년보다 더 힘들 거라고 생각해요. 약간 예전에는 상대팀의 미숙함이 좀 보였었는데 지금은 상대팀이 깔끔하게 움직이는 경우가 많은 것 같아요. 그래서
예전 시즌에는 저희만한 팀이 없었는데 요즘에는 거의 다 상향 평준화가 됐는데 저희가 떨어지고
今年最怕的应该还是韩国跟中国吧。如果你要赢韩国队伍，或是全世界那种很强的职业队伍，就是你一定要牺牲你的休闲时间，因为他们无时无刻都在练习。然后如果你没有练习的话，你就可能连对上他们机会都没有。
I don't think Europe's much better than us. I don't think China's much better than us. But I do think the Koreans are better. They've been growing to do this for like the past decade to like 10 to 15 years. They've been doing esports already.
The way I see it, the season 4 is that there is no room for mistakes. Even in Europe, everyone is stepping up their game.
Yeah, he's gonna
He will base, he will even base, and then Lucian will get everything.
probably.
But I think, can
But
you
I can
make a
run down
note
the
for
Drake.
this, like the last 3 minutes?
Can we go Drake now? Lula's
Then I told my family I'm gonna quit my job to be a pro gamer. They're like, we have never seen you earn any money from this. You're not quitting your job. You have to keep going into that supermarket and work your ass off. I decided to go against my parents, which they're pretty mad about. But once I started earning some money, they started being okay with it. And now my mom watches my games every single weekend.
Yeah, he has static chip already.
I actually never decided I wanted to be a pro player. It more sort of just happened.
Keep trading pics with Altis and shit.
Wicked recognized me from solo queue and he asked me if I wanted to make a team with him. I started streaming back before I even got popular on a team. I think I started with 4 or 5 months with 20 viewers. I slowly built up a viewer base. It is unique for esports to be able to stream the games you're playing and how you're playing. Imagine Messi with a camera on him 24/7.
It's working. Outplayed.
I do think about the game pretty much all the time. There's not a lot of other things on my mind, honestly.
Froggen is probably one of the most confident people around me. He's changed from being shy to becoming a little cocky and then toning it down.
Going from Spring Split into Summer Split, there was a huge change. We started getting a coach and analyst too, and they helped us a lot with understanding the game and what we're actually supposed to do. Right now, we have really good synergy in the team. Like pretty much all of us know how each other reacts to the game and what each other wants to do in the game. So we can play to each other's strengths rather than just playing the game and then hope for the best.
I actually think we got a good shot at doing wallet walls.
Winning means pretty much everything to me. It's like that's why this team is made too. It's because we all want to win.
I think every single team Korea sends is going to be in contention for the World Championship. It's just so competitive over there right now.
Korea has already established a really deep cultural understanding and appreciation for esports. And this is really driven by the success of StarCraft in Korea.
신과 맞서 싸우기 위해 지옥에서 살아 돌아온 메시아 김정우!
봐도 무방할 거예요. 저 같은 경우에도 정말 어릴 때부터 스타크래프트 보면서 자라왔고 아마도 그게 처음 경험한 e스포츠라고 볼 수 있겠죠.
StarCraft was being shown at these massive venues in front of massive audiences. If you were in Korea, like you could see StarCraft on just regular, everyday television, which was like so cool.
The ecosystem that was pioneered by the success of StarCraft as an esport in Korea, that's one of the key reasons that the League of Legends scene leveled up so quickly and really scared the heck out of everybody else around the world.
I would compare the Korean professional scene to the Western, North American, and European scene and say that the Korean scene is still more professional. It's something that we're just trying to catch up to in the West.
정말 뭐 물론 한국 팀들도 그 팀들마다 여러 가지 스케줄에 따라 다 다르겠지만 기본적으로 먹고 자고 빼고는 거의 게임을 하신다고 보면 돼요. 한국 같은 경우.
A lot of the Korean players can't have girlfriends. They're allowed a girlfriend if they win a season of champions. Then they're allowed to have one after. That's when they've kind of achieved themselves. But before that, if they're on an organization, no, you can't have a girlfriend. You have to play League of Legends 14 to 16 hours a day.
Korea's play style will be spot on.
They will constantly mimic exactly what the other teams are trying to do and try and do it better.
They can almost jump into anyone's play style when they want to. They'll play defensive when necessary, or they'll break into a Chinese play style, which is dive your face all day long.
It's already been 2 kills, however. Korea has just acted quickly out of this one.
제가 솔직하게 말씀드리면 모든 관계자분들뿐만 아니라 그러니까 거의 대다수 관계자분들뿐 아니라 거의 대다수 팬들도 제 생각에는 어떤 한국 팀이든 일단 롤드컵에 나가는 한국 팀이면 다 롤드컵 우승은 할 수 있다고 봐요. 한국 팀들 간의 경합이 일 거다 이런 식으로 예상을 하기 때문에
Faker, as a player, right, speechless, right? It's just kind of astounding.
People who see Faker on camera kind of think he's just a machine, right?
Faker's the player that even if his team is losing, you can never count out the fact that he will just do something that makes SK Telecom win the game when they have no business winning it.
Well, Faker is still Faker, the best in the world of mid lane.
I very clearly remember SK Telecom's first game. These guys are just totally new.
Yeah, we have no idea what to expect from these guys.
Faker started the game by solo killing Ambition in lane and just having insane roaming.
A relatively weak lane.
Whoa, Ambition! What? Faker just executes Ambition.
And it was very clear, very quickly that this guy was something special. And then he went on that season to have just ridiculously dominating performances, manhandling entire teams by himself.
Oh, Chunyang! Oh, man.
Faker has been released, everyone.
Right. Probably the most famous League of Legends play to have ever existed at this point was the Faker versus Ryu, Zed versus Zed out play.
I'm even though I only have a man on the floor, I think he's in the bed. Oh, Faker may be in trouble here. Deathmark tries to clean it up for Ryu. Oh, look at the cleanse, look at the moves. Faker, what was that?
Faker with a huge play, the QSS.
So
Let's watch
Ryu
this
gets
again.
the drop onto Faker right there, gets him down to about a third health, and we see the death mark come down right there from Ryu, the immediate cleanse. Look at the shadow swap, so the QSS removes the death mark, and then at this point he gets enough damage with the flash afterwards to chunk him just up. Ryu tries to come in, but here
he goes
we go.
back to the living shadow again.
Goes back.
I mean, wow, you just saw that champion played to absolute perfection.
저는 일단 제가 좀 지금보다 더 못해져서 다른 선수들한테 지게 되는 것이 가장 무서운데 웬만하면 그냥 연습 많이 하면 그렇게 되지 않을 것 같아요.
지금까지 상대했던 어떤 팀을 보나 힘들었을 때나 아니면 가장 강했던 상대나 SKT밖에 기억 안 나고.
아무래도 인프 선수 같은 경우에는 좀 솔직히 남이 조언을 해주는 것도 중요하지만 스스로 자극을 받았을 때 좀 열심히 하는 선수이기 때문에 자기 자신의 실력에 대해서 자기가 대회를 영상을 보고 자기 스스로가 근데 그 시기라 그래야 되나? 그런 게 좀 있는데
제가 생각하기에 인프 선수만큼은 저희 팀에서 전 세계 최고의 원딜러라고 제가 자부할 수 있을 만큼 정말 잘하고요.
이번 롤드컵은 삼성 화이트 팀한테 어떤 의미가 있냐면 아무래도 작년 롤드컵 때 어떻게 보면 자신을 좀 간과했다 그러니까 너무 얕잡아 본 것도 있고 그렇기 때문에 혹시 큰 쓴맛을 봤었을 거예요. 자기들도 선수들도. 이런 것도 나가네 좋네.
일단 다른 사람들은 삼성이 롤드컵을 우승할 확률이 높다고 생각할 것 같아요. 국내에서. 저는 근데 그렇게 생각하진 않고 저희가 좀 더 열심히 하면 저희가 우승할 확률이 좀 더 높을 것 같아요.
되는 것도 아니고 그래서 지금은 약간 좀 많이 힘든 시기인 것 같아요. 제 인생에서 제일 중요한 시기이기도 하지만 제일 힘든 시기인 것 같아요.
After the World Championship, SK Telecom K came back to Korea, went a perfect season. They went through an entire season of champions without losing a game. After the finals were over and they had won a perfect season, Piglet was crying because he felt he did not play well enough.
Well, I'll be honest, I'm actually really sad right now and about to cry because I played so horribly. I'm very discontent with how I played, and you can see it. And this is Piglet.
우시는 거 보셨잖아요. 피그 선수. 제가 그거 이긴 거예요. 자기도 자기가 유리한 케이크를 잡고 그때 오피라고 하는 시비를 이기지 못했어요. 네, 무조건 제가 유리해요.
쳐본 적도 없고 뭐 정신적으로나 육체적으로 이제 다 이제 버티기가 힘드니까 버티기가 힘들어서 좀 힘든 것 같아요.
부진하고 있을 때는 상대팀이 그런 점을 보완해서 잘 이용하는 것 같아요. 일단 저한테는 지난 해는 첫 번째 해여서 저의 기량을 확인할 수 있는 그런 해였는데 올해는 그 기량을 좀 이어나갈 수 있을지 그런
They've got a lot of stuff to get through here, but I think it's going to be an impact is all that stands between Najin Shield and a trip to the 2014 League of Legends World Championships. Can he defend? There's 30 seconds. It's not going to work. There's the first Nexus turret. There's the second. And there goes the Nexus. Najin Shield is going to Worlds. SKTK going down 3-1 to Najin White Shield.
e스포츠판에서 보면은 강팀들의 수명식이 보통 1년이라고 얘기해요. 그런 점에서 SKT1K의 전성기는 지났다는 얘기도 많아요.
It's another year where the former world champions can't quite make it back.
Yep, that's the curse, man. But tears of joy in the booth for Shield and tears of despair for SK Telecom K. And a god falls.
지금 그리고 하락세를 걷고 있고 하지만 또 어떻게 될지 모르기 때문에 이 판이 굉장히 재밌는 것 같고 다시 올라오기를 전 개인적으로 기대해 봅니다. 분명
Get ready, world, because Samsung Blue, Samsung White, and Najin White Shield are coming to the 2014 League of Legends World Championships, and you should be terrified.
Tough player.
How much ash is doing? Oh, that's ash damage.
Oh, he actually crit.
There's still material damage.
He should have waited for the auto, no? Yeah. Then he would have killed him for sure. It was on the.
He will turn. He will turn.
There's too many minions, no?
Who do you think has a better setup?
I think Rocket has a really good setup, but the Alliance Heroes are pretty good against all of them. Like they have Orianna and Nami to disengage when they go in.
투명했다 진짜.
근데 그라가스 테라피였어. 이러면 근데 제일 조합이 게임을 갈 곳이 없다니까. 이게 직스에 그라가스에 뭐 바텀도 이즈리얼 나오고
시바나
그걸 높은 거 같네. 가능하려고. 그냥 저렇게 조합을 맞춰야 돼요. 그냥 좋아요. 아예.
I think that if you look at the background of all these pro gamers from many different countries around the world, that in spite of the very different personalities, introvert, extrovert, very cocky, very humble, they all share a dream of being the best at what they do, and they share a drive and a talent to get there. To give up a lot of times a normal life, to have that chance to be in the spotlight and to win is very admirable.
At some point, I knew that the World Championship was going to be in Korea. This is the homeland of esports. This is where any esport player wants to go.
대단하잖아요. 막 대단하잖아요. 저희 나라에 제가 살고 있는 나라에서 열리는 엄청 큰 대회. 인생의 막 터닝 포인트가 될 수도 있는 그런 몇 번의.
Our goal is to win worlds. Like, it might sound unrealistic to some people or whatever, but our goal is, at the end of the day, is to win the world championship.
This is going to be hard, man. This is going to be hard.